Hey man, what do you do, YouTube? It's your boy back again with another video. Now, what is this? My boy, exclusive Ace. You feel me? Go sub up. Link in the description. Gonna be talking about the perks, hybrids, the core's coming back. If you remember from Black Ops 6, if you have three of the same perks, they come back. But he gonna talk about the perks, and it's your love. All the pros, all the good players, we kind of got the same mind about the perks, especially slot one. If you know, you know. But let's get into it. Make sure you score like, share, be on the way to 4K. Let's go.
What's up, guys? My name is Ace, and today we're going to be diving deep into all of the perks of Black Ops 7. We're going to be looking at the general perk structure, the returning perks from Black Ops 6, and the changes that took place with a good handful of those, as well as all of the new perks that are coming to Black Ops 7 for the first time, and also the new hybrid combat specialties. We're going to be going over exactly how that works and covering exactly what these new hybrid specialties do. So diving right in, here is a general look at our perk structure in Black Ops 7. You'll see a lot of very familiar perks here, as well as a handful of new ones mixed in, and I'm just going to highlight those for you guys right here. Of course, we're going to dive deeper into the details here, but these are all of the new perks that were added to Black Ops 7 compared to Black Ops 6 at least. And then on top of that, if you guys are familiar with the Black Ops 6 perk system, you may notice many of the perks have moved around a little bit. And these are all of the general changes that were made here when it comes to movement between tiers. So we can see Shadow used to be tier 2, now it's tier 1. Cold-Blooded used to be tier 3, now that's in tier 1. For Gearhead and Vigilance, both of those used to be tier 3, now both of those are in tier 2. Scavenger and Close Shave were tier 1 in Black Ops 6, they're tier 2 in Black Ops 7. And then Vendetta, Tracker, and Bruiser were all tier 2 in Black Ops 6, and now they've been moved into tier 3. So while this will definitely look familiar to Black Ops 6 players, they've also mixed things around a fair amount. And it's not just changes to tiers, we also saw some actual adjustments to existing perks from Black Ops 6. So let's go over those as well as the new perks, starting it off in tier 1. With Gung Ho, they've basically just added the ability to fire while sprinting, and then the rest of the perk is exactly the same as Black Ops 6, so that's actually quite a notable buff to Gung Ho. Then for Dexterity, it does all of the same things that it did in Black Ops 6, as well as it now allows you to fully aim down sight when you're sliding, diving, and wall jumping. And that's something where in Black Ops 6, you didn't need a perk to do that, at least while sliding and diving. We obviously didn't have wall jumping. Now, if you slide or dive and try to aim down sight, you will just go into a tack stance rather than a full aim down sight. Unless, of course, you're using Dexterity now. Then for Tac Mask, it's now called Tech Mask, and it does the same thing as Tac Mask in Black Ops 6. Plus, it has the added benefit of you cannot be EMP'd or hacked. So that one caught a little bit of a buff as well. And then finally, we have Lightweight, which is a brand new perk compared to Black Ops 6. And with this one, it increases our movement speed, we can jump, slide, and dive further, and we get faster recovery from sliding and diving as well. So those are the perk changes as well as the new perk in tier 1. All of the other ones that I didn't just mention here, they're identical to Black Ops 6. Next for tier 2, we got a bit of a buff to the Engineer perk. With this, you can still see enemies and score streaks through walls and score streaks on the minimap, but now the added benefit is if you aim at those items, you see target information. Now, they didn't specify what that target information is exactly, but this is a benefit that didn't appear in Engineer for Black Ops 6.
Is it like, let me guess, is it like, I want to say who it's from because you already know who it's from. Or is it like, you know what I'm saying, who is aiming at who is targeting next or something? I don't know. That sounds weird, but it sounds cool at the same time.
Then for Gearhead, not only was it moved from the tier 3 slot into tier 2, it was also nerfed a little bit. They've removed the ability to increase our field upgrade charge rate with Gearhead, and they removed our ability to hack placed equipment. And I believe the reason they took away that ability is we now have the Black Hat as a tactical piece of equipment, and that's a device that allows you to hack enemy equipment, so they didn't want that tied to a perk, they now want that tied to a piece of equipment.
I'm fine with it.
As for Fast Hands, it got the buff that many people have been asking for.
God, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Treyarch. You're actually listening. Thank you. They don't know that. Thank you. Because you use Fast Hands. Everybody use. I tried to use Fast Hands at the beginning of the year. Realized it was not worth it. It wasn't like the old Black Ops 3. Was 2019 had one like this? I don't think it did. Because they had fast mags on there. Like actual fast mags. But Black Ops, what? 4, 3, 2, 1. All the old MW2, MW3, even Ghost. You use Fast Hands on Black Ops 6, bro. Your niggas still reload the same. Like it's not. It's in the name, Fast Hands. So they gotta do anything from throwing grenades, swapping weapons, and reloading. So I'm glad they brought that shit back.
It will now allow you to reload your weapon faster, as well as swap weapons faster, and it still extends fuses when throwing back grenades. This is going to be quite a big buff, and I suspect this is going to become a bit of a crutch perk for some people in Tier 2. However, it is worth noting, we also learned throughout the reveal that we still have magazine attachments, including a speed mag and a flip mag, which presumably both of those will allow us to reload faster as well. So it looks like we'll be able to stack this perk with magazines that also reload faster. So that's quite interesting. Next, let's talk about the brand new perk in Tier 2. This is called Blast Link.
Yeah, brother. Last year, bro, put on fast hands. My nigga still reloading slow than the motherfucker. Oh, I already did the reaction to this. I gotta upload it though. It's in the nigga. It's another.
And with this, they say your explosive damage marks enemies on your minimap, and you grant this benefit to all allies. You also earn score when they deal explosive damage. Now, something about this description just seems off to me, especially the fact that it grants this benefit to all allies. I would understand it more if it grants this benefit to allies that are nearby or something, but it does seem strange that you'd be able to equip a perk and literally every teammate, regardless of where they are on the map, is gaining that same benefit of the perk that you're using. Because then you might have some weird redundancies as well, because if you're not coordinating as a team, what if multiple people are using Blast Link? Does that mean you're just wasting your perk because you were already going to get it from your teammate? And if you are getting this benefit from your teammate, is there something on the screen that lets you know that this benefit is active for you? This definitely raises a lot of questions. I'm also curious to see what it looks like when you mark enemies on your minimap, if this is going to track them in real time for a short period of time, or if it's going to be the weak version that just shows you a snapshot of their location the moment that explosion happens. Either way, let's move on to Tier 3, and trackers saw a bit of a buff here. Not only will you still see enemy footsteps, and aiming down sight at them will auto-ping them, you will also be able to see rough locations of nearby enemies on your minimap. And I am very curious to see what that means as far as rough locations. Like, is it going to be a really big dot or like a really vague heat source or something on the minimap? I'm also curious about counterplay because there was nothing in the Ghost description or the Ninja description that mentioned that it counters tracker. And I would think that one of those two perks at least would counter this. So I'm really curious to see what this ends up looking like in game. Then we've got a brand new perk in Tier 3, and this is Tac Sprinter, which just enables tactical sprint, but reduces your normal sprint speed. For those that aren't aware, tactical sprint is no longer in the game by default. We essentially have the Slipstream perk from Black Ops 6 built in by default, and now if you want Tac Sprint, you have to use a perk for that, and I think this is excellent news. After that, another new perk in Tier 3 is Looper, which gives us the ability to re-earn score streaks in the same life. And that's something we used to be able to do without a perk in Call of Duty, and I definitely prefer it that way. I don't think you should have to die in order to earn your streaks again, because you still have to earn your streaks. It's not like you're
especially not in no Treyarch game. Infinite Warfare, we used to that, man. Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, depending on AW, we had, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, AW, we had the chance to reloop ours because it was a point system. Anything that's not like kill streaks, you gotta get kills for it. I'm cool with dying for the kill streak. This is a score streak. I should not have to die. I should not have to die to be able to get my streaks again. Re-roll my streaks again. Double lap my streaks again. It shouldn't be like that for a score streak. But for like the kill streak, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully the streak's good. Cause I'm gonna be running that perk like a motherfucker. That shit so clutch. That shit come in clutch. Especially when you on a nuke streak. Cause some of y'all niggas don't be getting UAVs. I can't get no streak at all. So when you on a nuke streak, you like your streaks twice. Everybody know that. So if you got like a hater at the end, advanced UAV, whatever you want to call it, say like UAV attack chopper, advanced, you'll loot that streak. By the time you get to, I think it's 25 or 20, it's somewhere in that area. It might be like 23-ish. By the time you get that kill, you got your UAV. And I think we still doing the eliminations instead of the kills, so that shit gonna help even more.
Getting them for free or anything, but at the end of the day, I would much rather have this in the form of a perk than not at all. And then finally, for our last brand new perk in Black Ops 7, we have Charge Link. And with this, we get a faster field upgrade charge rate. It grants this benefit to all allies, just like that Blast Link perk, and we earn score when nearby allies use their field upgrades. Now, once again, just like with that Blast Link perk, I am very curious about this granting the ability to literally every one of your allies, even if they're not nearby. And again, it just brings up the question of potential redundancies and are you wasting a perk because you've already got a teammate using this? Either way, I'm definitely looking forward to diving in and doing some testing with this to see exactly how this works out in game. And there we go. That's going to wrap it up for the perk structure and all of the new perks as well as changes to perks that we had from Black Ops 6. Now let's talk about combat specialties because they've taken this to the next level in Black Ops 7. And with this, we still have the same 3 combat specialties where if you pair 3 perks of the same color, you will get the corresponding specialty. And we have Strategist, Enforcer, and Recon. They appear to be mostly identical to what we saw in Black Ops 6 with one big exception, and that is with...
Good shit. Good shit. Cause that bitch was gay, especially on hardcore. Some of y'all niggas going for streets getting shot through walls. Good shit. On Respawn, he probably gonna
Recon, they've removed the ability to see enemies through walls shortly after a respawn, and instead you see the direction of the closest enemy on your mini-map when you respawn. Okay. So I think that takes care of the biggest complaint that people had with the specialties from Black Ops 6. It was that wall hack ability that really had people up in arms, although they did nerf it quite a bit early on. In either case, the big difference here with Black Ops 7 is the fact that they've introduced hybrid combat specialties. So there's more opportunity to earn combat specialties without having to match all 3 perks of the same color. The way these work is you have to match 2 perks of one color combined with a perk of another color, and that will give you one of these hybrid combat specialties. So with the first one here, this one's called Scout, and with this, you need to use a combination of red and blue perks. So either 2 reds and 1 blue, or 2 blues and 1 red. It doesn't matter which direction you go with that, as long as you've got 2 of one and 1 of the other one of those colors in your 3 main perk slots as well. That's something they did clarify. If you are using the perk greed wildcard, the color of that perk does not contribute to this. It only factors in your 3 main perks, excluding perk greed.
Is he gonna talk about the confusion? Not even the confusion of. Is he
and
gonna
with
talk
Scout,
about that?
they say when you get a bullet elimination, you stay completely hidden from enemy minimaps for 5 seconds, and additional eliminations during this period will reset that timer. And that seems pretty powerful. I am curious when it says you stay completely hidden from enemy minimaps. Does this mean you can fire an unsuppressed gun and not show up on the minimap for that time? Or if they have a harp or something in the air, does it keep you hidden from a harp for 5 seconds? Or is it essentially just granting you the ghost perk for 5 seconds, where you'll still show up for firing an unsuppressed gun and you'll still show up to a harp? There's definitely some testing that needs to be done when it comes to that one. Then for the next hybrid specialty, we have Operative, and this one requires a combination of blue and green perks. And with this, they describe it as the Stealth and Support Hybrid, and you will earn field upgrade charge from stealthy eliminations, which include eliminations with suppressed weapons, melee eliminations, eliminations while out of line of sights, and other cases that they didn't specify here. So that one just seems to be a nice passive benefit, especially if you're using a suppressed gun. And then finally for our hybrids, we've got Tactician, which requires a combination of red and green perks. And with this, it's the support and offense hybrid, and when you earn assists, you earn bonus score from bullet eliminations for 10 seconds. So again, that seems like it's going to be something that's fairly passive and not something you're really actively working toward or anything, but it could potentially add up that score a fair amount over time, depending on how much of a boost you're getting here. And there we go. Those are all of the specialties that we have in Black Ops 7, and I like the fact that they've expanded on this system if they're going to have it in the first place. Honestly, I would have been totally fine if they just eliminated combat specialties. I'm not really a big fan of how they influence your perk selection. In my eyes, at least, maybe I'm just a little old school here. I think you should select the perks that you want to use to support the playstyle that you want to play. And you shouldn't have another system in the background that's causing you to select perks just to fill up a color that you need to fill up, even if you don't actually want to use one of those perks. In my eyes, that actually makes it feel a little more limiting than anything, but at least this is less limiting than Black Ops 6 since we have these hybrid specialties now. So definitely an improvement over that, but I could take it or leave it when it comes to combat specialties entirely. And then circling back, I want to share some of my general thoughts on the perks in the game and the structure. And I've got to say, I am not loving what I'm seeing here overall. And part of that is due to the fact that this is very similar to Black Ops 6. In fact, the majority of these perks are just copied and pasted from Black Ops 6 with maybe a very minor change attached to them. And then they essentially just mixed up the tiers a little bit. And while I didn't absolutely hate the perk system in Black Ops 6, I do think it left a lot to be desired. And I don't think the adjustments they made here in Black Ops 7 really properly address the majority of those complaints. They addressed some of them, like people really wanted a faster reload perk, and we've got that now with Fast Hands. Also, I personally didn't think Scavenger was a good fit in Tier 1, and they've moved that to Tier 2, but then they moved Shadow into Tier 1, as well as Cold-Blooded into Tier 1, and I don't think those perks really fit there as well, especially...
Me personally, I ain't gonna lie, I wish they just went back to the old, you know what I'm saying, the old Call of Duty way, the old Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, you know what I'm saying? If your ass was green, your ass with the green perks. We segregating perks, yes. If you was red, you with the red perks. Blue with the blue perks. That as in, you know what I'm saying, hepticity. That's not even a word. Hepticity, you feel me? Like tier 1 got all the comp perks, like all the, you know what I'm saying? Cause like when you go here, you know what I'm saying, we go here, it's like, which one you gonna use? You mostly gonna use fast hands or scabby. It depends on how the reloading feel. If the reloading feel like you don't need it, people not probably gonna use this. They're probably gonna go here. You know what I'm saying? With tier 3, depending on pub stomper, you're definitely going this. If you want to attack sprint, that's on you. You go right here. For the scrubs, they're gonna probably go right here. Needs if you want an extra grenade. But really, it might be looper for the third one. It might be looper for the third one. I'm not gonna lie. And then you see tier 1. You see tier 1. Like goddamn, you got dexterity, lightweight. Man, Shadow, you can move Shadow back over there. That shit ain't compy. You got dexterity, gun hole, lightweight, tech match, flak jacket, ninja, cold blooded, ghost. You 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like it's 7 with 8 perks, nigga. That's all fight for my love. You definitely gotta run perk greed. I can't lie, cause like what I was gonna do, I gotta see how that attack aim is. I'm definitely gonna have some class setups. When I advise you to do, have some class setups, different perks on that motherfucker. For sure. If somebody playing like this, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he using EMPs. I got on tech. I'm gonna say tech match. Like I was probably going. I was gonna do this. How I did it. I gotta look at how I did it at 6. But I know I'm using fast hands and I know I'm using looper. Shit. This is a lot. It depends on it depends on what I'm playing against. But mostly I might go with dexterity, fast hands, and then looper, and then have perk greed on to where I can get ninja or ghost.
Because now you can't have a full stealth loadout. You can't have ghost, cold-blooded, and ninja while using a wild card anymore. And that just seems a bit strange and unnecessary in my eyes, at least. I think you should be able to go full stealth, for instance.
Yeah.
Top that off with the fact that I think several of the perks in Black Ops 6 that we're seeing now in Black Ops 7 are just not that good, or at least not good compared to other perks in the tier. And I just feel like there's a lot of very clear imbalance where when I'm looking at which perk am I going to use in this tier, there's going to be a few options that I consider to be viable choices, and then a few other ones where I just can't really see any reason to use them over the clearly superior perks in the same tier. So this is one area of the reveal where I'm not feeling particularly optimistic. Again, I don't think the perk system was horrible in Black Ops 6, and I'll take this perk system over the Modern Warfare 2 charging up perk system any day of the week. So I'm not saying this is like the worst perk system we've ever seen. I was just a little disappointed that we didn't see enough of a leap forward from Black Ops 6. Now, thankfully, it looks like they will be monitoring feedback on this. Matt has already addressed this and mentioned that they are already looking at potential changes here. So once they get feedback from the beta, it seems likely that if we have some strong feedback when it comes to perks and how they're balanced, they may actually make some adjustments before launch. But time will have to tell on that one. I don't want to get too specific with my feedback on this until I actually get my hands on the game with the beta. But based on what I'm seeing here, I suspect I'm going to have some perk feedback by the end of the beta. Now, of course, these are just my thoughts, and this.
Like me personally, you gotta switch some of these around. Like you pick either dexterity, like the tweet said. I seen that tweet on Zuma Live. I was rewatching that, seeing how he felt about the game. But yeah, you move one of these two to here. You have to make purpose, and damn, what the fuck I'm gonna use each one. So like, you might want to move this back over here. You know what I'm saying? You might wanna. And this is where the point we can add throughout the live events, seasons. You can add new perks. Gearhead, you can keep that right there. That shit really ain't nothing. You can exchange one of these. When you move this over here, you move that over there. You put this right back where it was. You know what I'm saying? These can stay. This can stay. Cold blooded, you might want to move that back over here. You can change it for Vendetta. Shadow, you can put that back over here. You know what I'm saying? It just, I don't know, bro. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Because me personally, when it comes to like watching, I like watching comp. I ain't gonna lie. And then you gotta be very picky. Like, you gotta be very picky. So if they really change some of these around, I'll fuck with it and see what they do. But I'm out of here, Scott. Like, sure, let me know how y'all feel about this. I know my combos already for each class of the EMP. You gotta smack this on that motherfucker. Depending on how the reloading is, you gotta smack that motherfucker on there. But we'll see. We'll see.